Think we figured it out. Dun 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 dun. Hopefully that's working. Now, play the waiting game. Yo, Laura Lopez. Hola. What's up? Just waiting for a few more people to come in before we start here. But if you got any questions in the meantime, feel free. We gonna shop till we drop. Let's see, we got 5 already. We'll get, as soon as we get like 8 people, we'll start. Or 5 minutes. Whatever comes first. Da, 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 da. I don't know what a message retracted means. Somebody pulled their message back. I will never know what it says. Was it about food or bad guitar playing? Well, all right. That's enough time. Let's check it out. Well, we got the screen sharing going. That's working, I think. Make it a little smaller so I can see it. Does that make a difference on your end? Nope. Cool. So what I would say, Laura, is it's up to you. Personal choice, I wouldn't, because painkillers just are taxing on your liver. So most of the people I've worked with over the years, they also experience flare-ups when they're kind of detoxing. So at the beginning of it. Seems to be a common occurrence, common side effect. So you're probably on the right path, especially if you're doing, if you're being pretty strict with the diet too. And especially if it's new for you, because if it's new for you, you haven't had any kind of detoxing before. So up to you. I wouldn't, but that's, you know, I'm not in your situation. I don't have the pain that you have, and I don't know how tough you are. Can you handle it? Can you not? Is it that bad? Who knows? That's your decision to make. But personally, if I were you, I would not do it. Let's see here. We're gonna shop at Sprouts today. I just wanted to do this so that I get a lot of questions always about how my grocery cart looks. You know, what do I order? So this will give people somewhat of an idea of what's okay. Some of this stuff is for my girlfriend, who is not on the same dietary restrictions as we are. So I might do that stuff last, though. Maybe I'll save that and just do it afterwards. I don't want to give people the wrong impression if I start putting stuff in the cart and they think, oh yeah, I can eat that. No dice. All right, well, let's start with some basics that I always get. Cilantro for sure. Big fan of shiitake mushrooms. I do need some strawberries. This one, if you're new to the diet, I would recommend probably staying away from, but it is gluten-free. There is sugar in it, though. We're going to do one of those guys for me. All right, let's see here. You guys got to remember, if you're new to the diet, it's a lot more important that you're strict until you figure out how your body reacts to certain foods, and then you can kind of understand what is giving you the biggest issues. And then you can kind of play around, like get a little weird, have some things that maybe you shouldn't, but you might have a small flare-up, but that's okay because you know how to control it. You know how to go back to not having flare-ups. So if you saw, I just added a box of almond flour cookies by Simple Mills, crunchy chocolate chip cookies, and then Boulder Canyon kettle cooked chips. Both questionable, but you have to have a snack sometime, right? And of most of the snacks that we can eat, they're okay, decent. Not your best choice. Always stick to fruit, things like that. So normally I buy oats, but I already have plenty of oats, so I don't need oats, but I do buy the strawberries to put in the oats. Big fan of avocado, get a couple of those. Big fan of green onion, a couple of those. Definitely getting me some limes. Carla, do we need pasta? Brown rice pasta?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's not on the list, but I just wanted to ask.
We need spaghetti though.
Okay, will you bring me a pen?
Yeah.
Thank you. Wait, the blood test for food allergies came negative, as in you don't have any food allergies at all? Usually they give you a whole list. What did your blood test look like? So if you do the ones that I've seen, they give you a whole list and like foods on different spectrums of how positive or negative they are for your body. Not necessarily an allergy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not necessarily an allergy where you're going to like, you know, start getting hives or, you know, like some people have for peanuts. Like it's not the same.
We have 2 packages of spaghetti and 1 fettuccine.
Okay. So we'll get one of those. So if anybody was listening last week, I said if you find, or if you needed a gluten-free bread that has decent ingredients, this Little Northern Bakehouse, pretty solid. Solid all around. Gotta get some butter. We have a couple onions. We're gonna get one more. This is for my girlfriend. She's super Mexican. She loves El Pato sauce. Frozen mango. Big fan of frozen mango right now. So Sprouts frozen mango chunks are incredible. Sometimes I go Wyman's. These are like organic, but they're smaller. They're not as flavorful, and there's less of it for the money. So try to buy organic as often as possible. But right now, organic food seems to be highly expensive, probably because of the whole pandemic thing. I say that in quotes because not a big believer in the fact that we shut the country down the way we did. I don't think that was necessary. That's a topic for a different day. Let's get a couple of kiwis. Oops. A couple of lemons. We need eggs. I'll go back over the whole thing afterwards too. I'm just going through and getting a couple things that I know I want. And then I got a small list over here. Damn. Got a big wasp staring me down over here. Get out of here. Get out of here, wasp lady. What else do we need? All right, let's start checking this list. Paper towels. Definitely need some paper towels. See, this is the stuff that no one's going to care about because this isn't food. This isn't related to the diet, but I got to do my shopping while I'm here. $5.10 count? What does that even mean? 4 count? 510 count? 510 paper towels? Paper towel rolls? Spring water. So I actually have a water distiller, which I bought recently and I'm absolutely in love with. No, definitely. Laura, I would not eat corn tortillas. You're better off eating fruit than corn tortillas 100% of the time. 100% of the time. So we've got do they have it? So I'm a big fan of, where'd it go? It's not in here. Bummer. Yeah, so I have a water distiller. I'm in love with the thing. It's awesome. And so generally I don't buy water anymore, which is great. But I like the Crystal Geyser. Yes. Sometimes I swear they like have things, but they disappear from the website for 1 week. Next week it'll be back. Oh well, no spring water this week. That's fine. But I was saying I like this. I like the packaging of this of the Crystal Geyser spring water because I just can reuse the bottles easily. So and then after a couple of weeks, throw them out and get new ones. So I take all my distilled water and just refill the 1 gallon Crystal Geyser. They're like big, tall, tall and wide. They're not like a gallon jug like this. They're better. They're easier to handle. Let's see, we got eggs, water. We need some curry powder. I guess this is kind of relevant because people always ask me what kind of spices you can eat. Most spices are within limits. You're pretty much good to go. Simply organic curry powder, simply organic spicy curry powder. Ooh. Well, we have stuff to make it spicy, so we'll just get the regular kind. We need more turmeric. So we cook with turmeric a lot, and you can also put turmeric in you can make like turmeric lattes with oat milk, which is great. It tastes pretty good. And it's also like huge anti-inflammatory because of the turmeric. Dun 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 dun. Dun-na-na. Dun-na-na-na-na. Oh, potatoes. So I got cilantro, we got butter. We need potatoes. I know some of you can't eat peppers because of the nightshade thing. I can't believe how much a pepper is. It's $1.50 for one single pepper. Seems ridiculous. Luckily, I'm growing green peppers in the backyard, but I don't have any red ones. Hey, Maria. Yes, I do. It's kind of a long video. It was posted about 6 years ago. If you check my channel, it has the most views. It's coming up on like 900,000 views. So that has, if you haven't watched that, that's where I would start. I apologize for how lengthy it was. It was the first video I ever made on YouTube. I didn't know how to edit videos. It was just me talking for 20 minutes. So it can be, you know, not as entertaining as I would like. But it is what it is at this point. Realistically, Maria, the best quick guide I can give you is no gluten, dairy, sugar, alcohol, or coffee, and you're probably all set. You can eat pretty much anything else. Although I might add corn to that list. Corn's kind of inflammatory for most people. Actually, I shouldn't say kind of. Corn is very inflammatory for most people. Most people don't even know it. Okay, we got potatoes, we got red bell pepper, tofu. So a lot of people will say eating too much tofu is super bad for you. Possibly. I think anything in large quantities is probably bad for you. But I think one of the difference between tofu and soy products is that tofu is the natural bean curd, whereas like you've got people who drink soy milk or all that kind of stuff. That stuff is no good almost ever. So I had no problem with red meat, Maria. A lot of people have no problem with red meat, but some people do, and some people give up red meat and just eat white meat. Some people just do vegetarian. So that's one of the, you might have to do a little bit of testing on yourself as the guinea pig. But yeah, I had no issues with red meat when I was doing this. We want extra firm. Let's get a couple of those. Got the red bell pepper. We got lemons and limes. Red wine vinegar. Dun 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 dun. Red wine vinegar. Unsweetened almond milk. Hey, Luis, she says, did you hear about the study where they removed tonsils of patients and the psoriasis improved significantly? So I didn't know they did a study on that, but I have heard that before, that people who have removed their tonsils have had positive improvements on their psoriasis. However, I also know that people who remove their tonsils generally end up gaining a lot of weight. And I don't know if that's due to like thyroid issues or something, but there's a lot of other issues you can have. So I think that's something to look at, but I think people should be careful. Tonsils are there. I'm a huge believer in the fact that, yo, Ecosm, how's it going? Hello again. I'm a huge believer in the fact that we are created and the body is designed the way it is designed. So I think removing things that are natural to the body is not always the way to go. I think in most cases it's probably not the way to go. And you've got to remember that a lot of these kind of surgeries and things are fairly new, like within the last 100 years. You know, I don't think, 400 years ago they were removing people's tonsils or pancreases or things like that. And obviously there are cases where maybe that's 100% necessary. I'm not saying that it's never necessary. I'm just saying if I would try other things before that's your first route that you go. And that's just my opinion and my advice. Take it for what it's worth. Unsweetened almond milk. I think she likes the almond breeze one. This one's not for me. Unsweetened vanilla. We want unsweetened regular. Here we go. Unsweetened original. Got it. Orange juice. See, I don't drink orange juice. This is not for me. I don't know what kind she likes. Ooh, fresh carrot juice? Evolution makes decent products, I feel like. I've had some of their juices before. It's good. It's good. Carla, what kind of orange juice do you like?
Oranges?
Yeah, orange juice.
Oh, orange juice. Just like the Sprouts one.
Okay.
Hold on. What are my options?
Well, you don't like the Simply Orange, right?
The what?
Simply Orange? Isn't that the one you don't like? Which is mind-blowing to me because I feel like it's definitely better than the other ones. John, thanks for tuning in, brother. I hear you. I keep getting people to tell me to do this. I think you might have been one of them. I forget. But that's why we're doing it. What kind of orange juice do you like?
Let's see. I think it was the what's it called? Yeah, the Sprouts brand.
This one? From Concentrate?
That has pulp.
That has no pulp.
What about the one down there? Yeah, that one.
It doesn't even say. But that's from Concentrate. Don't you want like real orange juice?
I do, but like last time I bought one, and it was really bad.
It was bad?
I think you bought like this Uncle.
No, I don't buy. I've never
No?
bought. It was Simply. I'm pretty sure it was Simply Orange, and you didn't like it, and I was
Yeah,
kind
it
of surprised.
I didn't like it.
Let's try this one.
What? Which one?
That's kind of expensive for orange juice.
No, just get the Sprouts. Oh, right there, the green one down there.
This one
That one has pulp, right?
from Concentrate.
Yeah.
All right, you're drinking it, not me. So I guess if that's what you want,
Yeah, well, that's for me.
I know. We'll let you have it. All right, perfect. Confusion out of the way. Chocolate chips. Also not for me. She's been into baking lately. Don't buy this stuff. Now, see, this is the stuff that I never keep in the house. So when I lived alone, it was so easy not to eat shit like this because it wouldn't be here. Where they usually come in 10 ounces. Sprouts semi-sweet chocolate chips. Perfect. Okay. Last thing on the list. And for anybody who tuned in late, I'll go back through the entire list because most of the fruits and veggies and stuff I did at the beginning. So now I'm just getting stuff that's pretty much not for me. Like shredded mozzarella. Follow your heart, dairy free. I feel like this shit isn't even real cheese. Don't tell her. Let's see here. Alright, that crosses off everything on the list here. Now let's go back. I feel like there are things that I want that are not in this cart. Okay, we got avocados. We've got strawberries, shiitake mushrooms, cilantro, Now, see, a lot of this stuff, a lot of what we eat is like some type of vegetable mix over rice or over brown rice pasta. And so you gotta kind of mix it up. That's why we'll do curries, and then sometimes we'll do like Asian style stir fry. We do the gluten-free bread that I showed you earlier, and I'll make like literally just vegetable sandwiches, which are actually excellent. We've got butter. So this is the company, Little Northern Bakehouse. Their gluten-free bread is pretty good ingredient-wise. So if you need a bread that's gluten-free, I would check that one out. It's not perfect. They almost rarely are. It's about as good as it gets that I've found. Let's see, we got kiwis, lemons, eggs. We got jalapenos growing out back. We don't need that. We're gonna get a butternut squash. We've got cauliflower. Let's see here. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good. Like, look at that. Small organic avocado right now is $2 each. Usually I can get 3 for $5 or even better than that. So I would say buy organic every time you can. Right now we're just not in a spot that I can buy organic food all the time. Especially because of the whole pandemic thing, it has been super expensive. A lot less sales on organic food. Oh, I also put 4 pizzas in this cart when I started. We got this. We got the spices. These cacao nibs are really good if you guys need something to put on top of your oats. I do cacao nibs with strawberries, a little bit of honey, a little bit of butter. So good. Oh, almond butter. I need almond butter. There we go. These cacao nibs I'm not a fan of. If anybody has this company, I get more like dried up, like unedible, hard, like rubbery. I don't know how to describe it. They're like, because the cacao nibs normally are hard, but they're crunchy. These ones are hard, but like you cannot bite through them. Kind of like weird texture. And they're not supposed to be like that, but there's, out of all the ones I've tried, these ones have the most of those in the bag sometimes. It's only a few per bag, but it's super annoying when you're trying to eat it. Start like breaking your teeth. Not what we're looking for. We got the tofu. I just bought this last week. So if you guys ever need vegetable broth, so Pacific Foods, for some reason, this vegetable broth they make is excellent in terms of ingredients. It's literally perfect. And then their oat milk is really good too. Everything else I've seen is like halfway decent, but then they always use canola oil for like all of the other soups and things that they make, and it blows my mind. I'm so glad they don't use it with this vegetable broth because it's the only reason I buy it. So when it's on sale, I like to buy a couple. I want to let them know, you know, like I'm supporting this. We got to support the things that we enjoy, because otherwise companies go out of business and they stop making shit. Like my favorite salsa company of all time was that they made this salsa. It's called Green Mountain Gringo. It was the freshest, most delicious tasting. Oh, there's my natural geyser. That's what I was looking for. Or crystal geyser. Green Mountain Gringo. Literally the most delicious tasting salsa you've ever had. And now I can't find them anywhere. And I think they just like went out of business. I want their recipe. Hey, how do you feel about sweet potatoes? I feel good about sweet potatoes. So we actually eat a decent amount of sweet potatoes up in this house. And you know, initially, like anybody else, if you're cutting out the sugar because you think that the issue is partially due to systemic yeast infection, obviously hold off on anything starchy. But yeah, once you get rolling and you're clearing up, big fan of the sweet potato. Lots of antioxidants. I mean, they'll get eaten. I might as well throw a couple in there while I'm at it. Excuse me. Out of stock. All right. Let's see here. You may not be able to see half of the cart right now because of my big fat head in this picture. But we've got some cauliflower, veggie cauliflower crust pizza because it's on super sale right now. And, you know, that's for her, but that way she shouldn't have to cook for me all the time. Sometimes I feel bad that she has to cook things that she doesn't necessarily want to eat because of me. So we'll get her some pizzas. And then we've got some shiitake mushrooms, some cilantro, strawberries, Simple Mills crunchy chocolate chip cookies. These are made with almond flour. The ingredients are pretty good, except for the sugar. As a snack, don't go crazy.
Brown sugar?
I only get one box. You need brown sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. I will get brown sugar.
But like the regular one, not coconut?
Yep.
Almond?
I got you. Kettle cooked chips. Boulder Canyon is one of the only companies I've found that does not use canola oil. It's the only reason I buy them. They are good too, but they don't use canola oil. So I'll pay for those versus Cape Cod chips or some of the other ones. Haas avocados, green onions, limes, brown rice pasta. Let's get 2 of those. Little Northern gluten-free seeds and grains bread. That's my favorite one. The seeds and grains one. When you toast it, the seeds really give it some nice flavor. Butter, an onion, El Pato sauce, chunks of mango. So mango chunks are like my big thing right now for snacks. It's perfect. It's cold, especially so if you live in a hot place. They're frozen, but mango texture, when it's frozen, you can still bite it. So like right out of the cold freezer, you can start eating them. I usually let them thaw for like 2 or 3 minutes before I start eating them. And then as you're eating the bowl, you know, they get more and more thawed. They do have a little more flavor when they start to thaw out. So perfect snack though. We got some kiwis, lemons, eggs, coconut cream. I needed some paper towels, curry powder and turmeric. So if you missed it earlier, we often make, oh, you know what? I actually want some oat milk. So we'll make turmeric lattes, which is just the oat milk with turmeric and honey and a little bit of pepper. And this one Pacific. These ones are good, but they come out really good, really good. Super anti-inflammatory too. What did she tell me to get? Brown sugar. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. How's everyone doing today, by the way? So we're almost done going through this cart. So what else can we talk about? What foods are not in my cart that are in your cart that you're worried about or maybe should be worried about? There we go. Okay, so also, if y'all eat oats, oats are great in my opinion. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, doesn't really matter. These are the ones I get. Red Mill, Bob's Red Mill rather. Quick cooking rolled oats, organic ones. The organic ones are less expensive than the non-organic ones, which is unbelievable. So I get those, and I get the quick cooking ones because I like the texture better than the rolled oats or the what are the ones that come out like grits? Steel cut ones. Steel cut takes forever to cook too. It's like literally a half an hour. The rolled oats take about 6 minutes. Really not a big deal. So, but I just don't like the texture as much. Big texture guy. So like tofu, I cannot eat tofu unless it's crispy. So we usually fry the tofu in olive oil or sesame oil or grapeseed oil. And you just make the outside crispy. It makes it so much more bearable. Is it the healthiest option? For sure not. But what bread do you recommend for a taste in the morning? For toast. Got you. I don't eat toast that often. However, that company I was telling you about, Laura, Little Northern. So this Little Northern Bakehouse, they make really good gluten-free bread. So, like I said, if you guys find a better gluten-free bread than this, please let me know. But all things considered, with the given ingredients, this company, pretty much spot on. So there's one or two things in there that you're like, probably not the best, but what are you going to do? Because there's not a lot of companies doing this, so you don't have a ton of options. And most companies that have gluten-free bread are just pumping it full of sugar and things like that. So Little Northern, they actually make, so I like the honey and oat one and the seeds and grain one, but also for toast, the cinnamon raisin one. Can't go wrong, especially for breakfast. Yeah, it's hard to stay on the wagon, right? But we're only human. We all fall off the wagon, even me, at some point, Louise. The important thing is, actually, it's funny too. The more your skin gets better, sometimes the easier it is to fall off the wagon because you start to not pay as much attention, right? You're like, my skin's doing great. Today I'm just gonna have a burger or whatever you're gonna have that you like, whatever your vice is. Today I'm gonna have some ice cream, you know. And when you fall off the wagon, and it's easy to kind of perpetuate the mistake, especially if you've already been strict for a long time and seen a lot of success. You know, but just like anything else, you just take it day by day. You're going to make mistakes. It's not a big deal. You just get back on the wagon ASAP. Just stay conscious of it. Oh, got my water here today. I'm ready. I should probably finish this order before I forget, huh? I would just go with the actual. I don't even know what sugar-free syrup is, Laura. If I eat pancakes, like I do have gluten-free mix to make pancakes with, and I don't eat them often, but once in a while I will, and I'll just eat regular maple syrup because it comes from the earth, or honey, either one of those, with my pancakes, or on my pancakes, I should say. Oh, well, we didn't want that, but that's fine. The let's see here. Dun 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 dun. Within 2 hours. And this is a heavy order for me, so usually we don't spend this much every time. But we had a lot of things on sale this week that I grabbed that I normally wouldn't. But it will get eaten eventually, so it is what it is. So we got within 2 hours, bada bing, bada boom. Cool. Now we're going to switch scenes to just the camera. And go full camera. Here we go. So as you can see, got a little couple of spots up here today. Yesterday, I was a bad boy. We buy food like once a week. And like I said, it's not usually $180. So usually it'll be about anywhere between 80 and 120. And that's just two of us. So too much money on food though, I swear. All my money forever, for as long as I can remember, just goes to food. That's part of the reason why I started my own garden recently. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So I think next year, since I have this season under my belt, next year's garden will do a lot better. And I will save, hopefully, you know, even if I just save on most of the, because like peppers I won't have to buy. I'll have several different kinds of peppers next year. And I know I only bought one pepper today, but usually we buy a decent amount of peppers. And tomatoes, which I will have in spades next year. So I make sandwiches and I just do avocado, tomato, onion. I had to grow my own onions too, so that's next on the docket. If I could just grow the basics of produce, onions, tomatoes, peppers, what else do we eat a lot of that I could grow? Potatoes, maybe? Then I'd be styling. Yeah, every week I'd save $30, $40. See, that's one of the biggest problems we have. I mean, this is kind of melding topics now, but if you go into education, right, and what we teach the youth, at least, I don't know what, some of you guys are not from the States, so I don't know how they do in your country, but in our country, they don't teach you farming. They don't teach you how to, they don't teach agriculture or any of that. You know, you have to find an interest in that and then go learn about it on your own, say in college, etc. But why there is no agricultural, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, curriculums in, say, middle school or even high school is mind-blowing to me. That should be in there. I mean, living is a lot more important than many of the things that we learned in high school. So, or learning how to live off the land and provide for yourself if you ever needed to, or if you wanted to. Something to fall back on. See, the problem is if the government taught everyone how to, because they are government mandated schools, right? All public schools are basically government mandated curriculums. They can't just teach whatever they want. So these type of things would have to be like electives, and you would have to then have somebody in the school or the community either subsidizing the program or doing fundraising and boosters for it to even get it to go. But it's sad that they don't just require that as public schooling, because it's really helpful. Really something people could use for the rest of their life. Yeah, school doesn't teach anything about living, right? They don't teach you about taxes, how to manage checkbooks, like accounting, finance, any of that. None of that. That's all elective stuff. Yeah, Laura, that's tough if you're diabetic as well, because you're right. The gluten-free stuff definitely has increased sugar. That's how they make it edible still, so that it tastes halfway decent. Because at the end of the day, those companies that are making those gluten-free products, they still need to survive. That's what they're in business for, right? They're trying to make a good product, but they also want to make a product that people purchase, because if they don't purchase it, well, then they don't sell anything, they don't make money, ipso facto, they go out of business very quickly. So It's like a catch-22. That's why I think that little Northern Bakehouse does a pretty good job. So all things considered, that bread's pretty decent. Check the ingredients, see if they're right for you. But as far as gluten-free breads go, I have not found a better one yet. How do I... Did this thing not change my... Okay, it did. It was on pause, that's why. Does this thing not have my... trying to finalize this this order here. So dumb. I guess I'll do it here in a second. Yeah, it's super sad, right? It's awful that schools don't teach things like that. It's unfortunate is really what it is. Unfortunate. Imagine a school that would just teach finance, agriculture, and so agriculture is such a funny thing because like I'm thinking of also complete self-sustainability. So teach you how to make a well for yourself so you can store fresh water. Like all of these things that people have been doing for thousands of years to survive without the use of industry or relying on industry to survive are not taught by anybody. It's actually this book I'm trying to pick up that I will pick up recently. I just heard about it the other day called I forget the name of it, but it's all about self-sustainability on about 1 to 2 acres of land. So your farming, your food, your water, your electricity, everything. Meaning you don't have to rely on anybody but your own property to get all of the essentials that you need in modern life. That's like end game goal for me. If life was a game, that's end game. That's end game. Just like live on a compound. What I would love to do is have some type of property compound-ish thing, right? And have the complete self-sustainability aspect, and then bring people there, especially people who are sufferers of psoriasis, etc. Excuse me. And do like a class or like a retreat almost. Teach you how to live that way, how to grow your own food, how to do all that stuff. You know, how to dig a well. You know, there's, I don't know. It's interesting that no one teaches that, but I've thought for a long time that I would like to have a compound where we could do like psoriasis retreats. People could come, teach you how to cook, what foods to eat, what foods to not eat, etc. Do like almost like a health and wellness healing retreat for people that have skin issues. So I say psoriasis, but that would include eczema, lupus. I mean, anything, any kind of autoimmune disease that's connected to your food is welcome. I think it would be really cool. I think people would enjoy it. I've never done anything like that though, so I have no idea how that would work. But that's been a working idea I've had for a long time. I had an allergy test to narrow down the foods I can't eat, but it actually highlighted I was sensitive to most food groups and I'm okay for about 5 foods. Just be aware allergy tests don't always work. I would agree, Luis. 100%. Yeah, you think that would be cool? I do too. I think that would be incredible. I think a lot of people would appreciate it and benefit from it, even if it was just like a learning thing for them, you know? Because I'm still amazed. It's like, 6 or 7 years later since I made that video initially, and I get a lot of the same questions. And the biggest things that I notice is that even if the questions they have been answered in one or multiple of my videos, it seems like they don't, I don't know if they just don't trust their own interpretation of the information or what it is, but yeah, I feel like people want a little more hand-holding when they're starting out, and I think that would be a good place to start. So if you could go, right, and there's this whole, interactive experience that teaches you how to live, what to eat, what not to eat, etc. I think people get a lot out of that because they could physically take an experience home with them that says, okay, I know what to do. Yeah, because some people don't learn. I'm one of those people. I learn by experience and by doing. So you can tell me, like I've tried to watch videos. I'll give you an example. I've tried to watch videos of Psoriasis channel. What's up? I've tried to watch videos of making videos, right? Editing clips right? I can't do it. I get so mind twisted. I don't know how to describe it, but I just can't follow well enough to either finish the whole video, or sometimes they're using programs I don't have and I'm just trying to like cross-reference to something similar. But the point is if I sat down in a room with somebody, I would learn that in a heartbeat. They could teach me in an hour and I'd be pretty decent at it because I learn well by doing. So if someone's just showing me how to do something and I'm not physically doing it, it's super hard for me to learn. And I think a lot of people are like that. Oh. You missed the food portion, Psoriasis channel. You missed the food portion. You spent too much money on groceries. And we didn't even get organic. See if I can find that book. Amazon right now for me is like a catch-22. I like really don't love supporting Amazon, but especially during this whole pandemic thing, it's like, where else do you go? Half the places aren't open, or they require masks, which I'm super against. And yeah. Okay, it's called The Self-Sufficient Backyard, is what I think it's called. Looks like this other one has really good reviews, though. The Backyard Homestead. Produce all the food you need on just a 1/4 acre. That's interesting. Oh. So it looks like there's a lot of good books on homesteading and self-sustainability. And I think I'm going to consume a lot of these over the next year, because that is a long-term goal for me right now. Yeah, I think you can go back and watch it after. The grocery shop just happened. But you can probably go back and watch it. I'm sure it'll be there. They like to save all these to remind me of all the mistakes and bad things I say. I'll probably only be on another 10 or 15 minutes unless people start coming in hot with some questions. Excuse me. But then I'm probably gonna parlay this into some maybe some gaming stream. That's all I'll do. Just play video games while I talk about skin health. Kill two birds with one stone. Health and entertainment all in the same place. Like, look at this. The half-acre homestead. 46 years of building and gardening. I mean, that's crazy. This one's got great reviews. New complete book of self-sufficiency. Ha! Mini farming for beginners, and it has the Flat Earth Cosmology logo basically right over it. That's amazing. That makes me want to get that one. Yeah, ecosm, I do work out fairly often. I think exercise is a huge portion. So sweating out, when you sweat, your body's releasing toxins for sure. And next to the liver, your skin is the best way to do that. So your liver basically puts everything out that doesn't need to be there. And the things that it cannot deal with, if it's overloaded, goes out through your skin next usually. Baths or showers. So I take showers, but I do enjoy a good bath every now and again. And I like to do the bath with Epsom salt and some type of essential oil, like eucalyptus or something. Wait, latency time for what? I didn't understand that question. Latency time? But yeah, ecosm, I work out almost every day, at least something. Some days I'll just run a mile because it's just something to do. It's productive. Right now it's tough because I don't have a gym membership at the moment, and but I do. There's a park right next to us that has like outdoor, workout things. So they got bars and not barbells, but bars where you can do pull-ups. You could hang and do sit-ups, dips, most of the essentials, which is good. So I just do that currently. But I was looking for, and I couldn't find one. They were like all sold out in the pandemic. You could not find rubber bumper plates for a halfway decent price anywhere on planet Flat Earth. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Stuff that would normally be $250, $900. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay that. It's not worth it. Luis says, what initially triggered your psoriasis? Good question. So 97% positive it was the Tdap shot. So Tdap vaccine, which I didn't figure out for a while because I wasn't looking in that place. I'm shower only now because bath is difficult to get in and out. Really? When you say it's difficult to get in and out of, do you have psoriatic arthritis? Yeah, ecosm, I'm with you on that one. Free's good. Free's for me. Free is for me. Psoriasis channel, if you're referring to psoriatic arthritis, do you work out? Do you exercise? You know what I find ridiculous? So when I go to do these videos, there is no category for health and wellness. There is film and animation, autos and vehicles, music, pets and animals, sports, travel and events, gaming, people and blogs, comedy, entertainment, news and politics, how-to and style, education, which this is sort of educational, but I'm not sure I want to call it education, and then science and technology, nonprofits and activism. Would this fall under nonprofits and activism? I don't know. So I just pick how-to and style, but I'm not really sure how health and wellness isn't a fucking category. Excuse my French. But that's mind-blowing to me. Okay, so you do have psoriatic arthritis. So let me ask you a question. What do you take specifically that helps you, do you think? And also, do you work out? Because here's one of the things that I believe and subscribe to. The whole, like, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing with the body is true. So, and I'm also one of those people, and I live by this. This isn't just me saying it, because I don't have psoriatic arthritis. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm in your shoes, okay? But I will say that anytime I've had an injury, whether it was my shoulder or my neck or my knee, anytime I've had an injury and it hurt to do anything physical with that part of my body, I did it anyways. I didn't push it. I didn't try to, like, break personal records or do anything super strenuous with it, but I would do something small and more like rehabilitative for that part of the body, because it is very crucial to keep your body in motion or keep doing things that are natural to the motions that you would normally do. So there's a lot of people who are probably 30 plus years old who can't do a squat. They can't sit down on their, legs, or they can't bend down from their legs into a squat position. They either fall over, or they can't get past parallel, or they can't do any of it. And this is largely attributed to the fact that they just stopped doing things like that. They stopped doing motions that are natural a long time ago, and eventually you just can't. So people like that would have to start slow to come back and build those stabilizer muscles and do all that again. But even if it hurts, you should do things that are within the realm of pain for you to move. I don't know. Maybe you do that anyways, and maybe this is, maybe this doesn't apply for you. But for other people, if anybody has psoriatic arthritis and you're not exercising, I think you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And I understand that the exercise might be painful sometimes, but if the less you do it, the harder it's going to be to do certain movements long term. All right. Thanks, Ekozum. I appreciate the support, brother. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your day. Good rest of your week. And if anybody's got suggestions on other topics you want to see me talk about, whether it's within psoriasis or anything else, I don't know. Sometimes I run out of stuff. I feel like I'm just repetitive, which isn't always a bad thing because not everybody can join every stream, so it's not a huge deal usually, but I would love to include as many people as possible and not be redundant. if anyone joined late, you can watch it after the stream's done. At the beginning, the first half an hour is pretty much all food shopping. You can see what we buy. Yeah, I don't think arthritis is caused by lack of exercise. That wasn't what I was saying. What I was saying is if you have arthritis, a lot of times people have arthritis and it hurts to do. It hurts to make certain movements, so they stop making those movements. And I think that takes its toll quicker. So I think you lose things quicker if you do that. If you have psoriasis of, like, let's say your knees, right, and then you stop running or you stop doing squats or stop doing those things, it makes it harder for you to do any movements with your knees because you've completely stopped doing things that you would normally do. Hey, Louise, thank you. I'm grateful that you came out to have a talk with us and kind of give your share your input as well. We appreciate it. So keep on keeping on, as Joe Dirt would say. Yeah, I think I'll probably head out here shortly. Probably like another minute or two. Couple questions. If no one has one, all good. We'll cover them next time. But that way I can get ready for the gaming session. Be a what do they call channels that do multiple things? Inclusive, all-inclusive channel. Cool. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Thank you for the support, truly. And if you have any questions on the cart or on the food, bring them next time. I'll be doing another stream here in a couple days. Everyone have a good day. Peace.